Good morning to all of you. Today we will do the subject engineering thermodynamics. The topic is steam. Clear? The subject is engineering thermodynamics and the topic is steam. Clear? In previous classes we have discussed what is fundamental of thermodynamics, first law thermodynamics. In the previous classes I have discussed about what is the fundamental concept of thermodynamics, first law of thermodynamics, zeroth law of thermodynamics, steady flow energy equation, second law of thermodynamics, then entropy of periodic gases. These all are completed. I will do some problems regarding these chapters. Now, today I will discuss what is steam. After steam, I will revise the problems including all these chapters. Now, what is steam? Steam is a vapor of water and is invisible when pure and dry. Clear? It is used in the operation of as a working agent, steam engines and steam turbines. When dry steam is further heated, it becomes superheated, which behaves less or more like perforated gas. Clear? So steam means when water is heated, it converts into wet steam. When wet steam is further heated, it becomes dry steam. Dry steam behaves like a perforated gas. It obeys all the gas laws. When dry steam is further heated, it becomes superheated steam. Clear? Now, I will define what is steam. Steam is a vapor of water and is invisible when pure and dry. When pure and dry. Clear? It is used as working agent. In steam engines or working substance, it is used as working substance. Working substance in steam engines and steam turbines. In steam engines and steam turbines. Steam turbines. Clear? When dry steam is further heated, it becomes superheated. It becomes superheated which behaves like a perforated gas. Clear? This is definition about steam. Now, steam formation. How steam can be formed? formation of steam. Suppose this is a cylinder, this piston, this is a piston, this is weight. Clear? This contains water. The cylinder contains some water. Clear? This is a cylinder. This is piston. This is weight. Initially, so water is contained in cylinder and the weight and piston maintains constant pressure. After heating, the volume water slightly increases. After heating, the volume water slightly increases. Clear? And this is called VF, water volume water, VF. So the slight increase in volume of water is neglected. For all practical purposes, for all calculations, this slight increase in water, the slight increase of volume of water is neglected. After further heating, when the temperature reaches to 100 degrees centigrade, at a constant atmospheric pressure of 101.35 kilopascal, the water converted to steam. This is wet steam. The water converted into steam. This piston, this weight W, this cylinder. Clear? This water, this wet steam. Again, heat added to the heat given to the steam, wet steam, the wet steam becomes dry saturated steam. Its volume increases. The dry steam. Clear? After rising temperature, after giving heat, the dry steam becomes superheated steam. This is superheated steam. This is superheated steam. Right? Now, this is piston, this is cylinder, this is weight down. This is figure A, B, C, D, E. Clear? From beginning again I am explaining. Consider a piston cylinder arrangement. This is cylinder, this piston, a weight is placed above the piston. In figure A, the piston and cylinder, this piston and the weight, this is piston. In the figure A, the weight and piston maintains constant pressure. In figure B, when heat is added to the water, its volume increases slightly. That volume is not practically calculated for any calculation purpose. This is very negligible. Volume means work. Work is also negligible. When volume changes, there will be some work done. That work is also negligible. In figure C, this is called VF, volume water. In figure C, when water is further heated and temperature rises to saturation temperature, 100 degrees centigrade, at atmospheric pressure 101.55 kilopascal, its volume increases, and this is called wet steam. Its volume increases and water converted to steam. Clear? And the steam is called wet steam. Again in figure D, again further heat added, the wet steam becomes dry steam because the wet steam contains some particles in suspension. So water particle in suspension. The wet steam it contains some water particle and some steam. So when wet steam is further heated, it becomes dry steam. The dry steam does not contain any water particle in suspension. It is pure dry. Clear? The dry steam obeys all gas law. Boyle's law, Charles' law, Avogadro's law, Galileo's law. All gas laws dry steam can obey. Clear? When dry steam is further heated, it becomes superheated steam, which behaves like a paraphyletic gas. Right? So this is about formation of steam. Not necessary to write in blackboard. So it is clear that the volume of superheated steam is more than the volume of dry steam, is more than the volume of wet steam, is more than the volume of water. Clear? So clearly this is B soup. This is B soup, volume of superheated steam. This is BG, dry steam. This is only B. BF, this contains water and from steam. This is B. Clear? This is BF. So B soup is more than BG and BG is more than B. B is more than BF. Now I will draw heat versus temperature diagram or temperature versus heat diagram. Temperature versus heat in steam formation. In steam formation. Clear? The heat added has heat added, the temperature T, clear. First we will consider 1 kg water at minus 10 degree centigrade. Here minus 10 degree centigrade, 1 kg water. Clear. This point P, start from point P, heat added, temperature rises. The heat added in x-axis, temperature rises in y-axis. Now, one kg ice not plot, 1 kg ice. Now, consider 1 kg ice at minus 10 degree centigrade. When heat is added to the ice, the temperature reaches to 0 degree centigrade. This is 0 degree centigrade. Clear? When the temperature reaches to 0 degree centigrade, the 1 kg ice is melted. The melting starts. 1 kg ice becomes 1 kg water. This is melting. This is solid state. This is melting. This is point Q. This is point P. So, from Q to R, the melting continues from Q to R, the whole ice becomes water, but temperature remains 0 degree centigrade. Now at point R, the whole ice becomes water, that is 1 kg water. After, beyond R, will give heat, the heat added, temperature rises. When temperature reaches to saturation temperature, that is 100 degree centigrade, this is Q, B, R, B. This is point B. This is called boiling point. This is called boiling point. This is called freezing point. Freezing point. Clear? This is liquid state. Liquid state. Now, the temperature T, this temperature 0 degree centigrade. Again, when temperature reaches to T degree centigrade, means 100 degree centigrade, the water starts boiling, and this state is called evaporation. This is called evaporation. Up to B to T. Clear? This is called evaporation, and when all the liquid state water becomes steam, again we will give some heat, and this is called superheated state. This is called superheated state, a vapor state. Clear? This point S. This point is S. Now, This is called, this amount of heat is called latent heat of fusion of ice. This is called latent heat of fusion of ice. This amount of heat. This amount of heat is called sensual heat. Sensual heat, HF. This is called latent evaporation. Latent heat of evaporation. This is called heat of superheat. Latent heat of superheat. Clear? And this amount of heat is called latent heat of superheat. Clear? Again, I make you understand. This temperature 0 degree centigrade, this temperature T degree centigrade, and this temperature Ts, super temperature Ts. Clear? So this is sensual heat. M Cp T2 minus T1. Here Cp into T minus 0. This is Tp. 1 into Cp into T minus 0. This is Cp into T. Clear? This is HFG. HFG. This is Cps into T2 minus T, or this is Cps into T2 minus T. Clear? So enthalpy of total heat is equal to this plus this, HA plus HF. This is H. HA is equal to HA plus HFG. Clear? And this is called heat of superheat steam, HSUP. HSUP is equal to HF plus HFG plus Cps into T2 minus T. Clear? Now I will explain about this figure. Now this is temperature versus heat diagram. Heat added, temperature. Now I will explain you detail this figure. At point P, at origin, consider 1 kg of ice at minus 10 degree centigrade. Right? Now, when heat added, temperature rises from minus 10 to 0 degree centigrade. This is called solid state. Ice remains ice from P to Q. At point Q, when the temperature reaches to 0 degree centigrade, this is called freezing point. At this point, ice becomes water, water becomes ice. This is called freezing point. At point Q, the ice starts melting. At 0 degree centigrade, the ice starts melting. When further you will give heat, the temperature remains constant and whole of the ice becomes water. during Q to R, and this amount of heat is called latent heat of fusion of ice. Clear? Again at point R, the 1 kg water ice becomes 1 kg water, but the temperature is 0 degree centigrade. Where? At point R. Now, again we will get some heat. Again, further addition of heat, the temperature rises from 0 degree to saturation temperature T degree centigrade. T degree. This is 100 degree centigrade. At atmosphere pressure, T atmosphere pressure is equal to 101.325 kilopascal. At atmosphere pressure, its temperature is 100 degree centigrade. So, from R to B, this is a liquid state because the water is at 0 degree centigrade, its temperature rises from 0 degree to T degree, means saturation temperature 100 degree centigrade. Its temperature, its value varies for different pressure. Now, so from R to B, the total heat is called sensual heat. Sensual heat. Clear? So this amount of heat is mass into this HF, and HF is equal to m into Cp water into T2 minus 0. T means T plus 100, T plus 273 minus 0 plus 270. So 270 cancel out. M is 1. What is HF is equal to? Cp into T or Cp into T or Cp into T. Clear? What is Cp? 4.2 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. This is sweet water. Now, the water rises at point T, at point B. At B, the evaporation starts because the temperature of water reaches to 100 degree centigrade. On further heat, giving of heat, the temperature remains constant, but the whole water converted to steam. This is called latent heat of evaporation. This amount of heat is called latent evaporation, and this state is called vaporization state. From B to T, the total water is converted into steam. This is wet steam or dry steam. They may contain some water particle suspension. When again we will give some heat, the wet steam becomes dry steam from B to T. So the total heat of steam is equal to H is equal to this amount plus this amount. HA plus HFG. Clear? Or HA plus X into HFG. For wet steam, this is equal to HA plus X HFG. For dry steam, X is equal to 1, HA plus HFG. From B to T, HFG, this is HF. So from R to T is called total heat of enthalpy of steam. Now, at point T, at constant pressure, again when we added heat, this is called vapor state. This amount of heat is called latent heat of superheat. This is. So this total heat is called this. This is called HA plus HFG plus CPS into T minus T. This amount of heat is called M into. From T to S, from T to S, the latent of superheat is equal to mass into CPS into T minus T. Clear? So M is 1. We are taking 1 kg of ice. So 1 kg ice becomes 1 kg super steam. So 1 into CPS into T2 minus T. So this amount is called latent of super steam. Right? Now, total heat of super steam has soup is equal to, this has soup. What has soup is equal to? This plus this plus this. This is central heat plus latent evaporation HFG, HA plus HFG plus this is CPS into T2 minus T. Now I will explain what is wet steam, what is dry steam, what is super steam, what is enthalpy of water, what dryness fraction, what is enthalpy of steam, what dryness fraction, what central heat. Detail I will explain one by one. Now, wet steam. Wet steam. When this steam contains, when this steam contains water particle suspension, water particles in suspension, this steam is called wet steam. Wet steam. Clear? When wet steam, further it becomes dry steam. Now dry steam. Dry steam. When wet steam is further heated, wet steam is further heated and does not contain any water particle and does not contain any water particle in suspension. Any water particle in suspension, then the steam is called dry steam. Dry steam. Right? The dry steam obeys all gas laws. The dry steam obeys all gas law. Clear? Next, supersystem. Supersystem. When dry steam is further heated, it becomes superheat. This is dry steam up to T. So after T, when you give more heat, a temperature reaches to T soup. T soup at constant pressure, then the steam becomes superheat. The superheat steam behaves as a perforating gas. Clear? When dry steam is further heated, it becomes superheat or superheat steam, which behaves like perforating gas, which behaves like a perforating gas. Right? So, one volume of superheat steam, 1 kg of superheat steam is more than 1 kg of dry steam, is more than 1 kg of wet steam. Clear? The volume of 1 kg of superheated steam, 1 kg of superheated steam is more than the volume of 1 kg of dry steam. Clear? The superheated steam is dry steam. This may be wet steam. This is water. The volume of 1 kg of superheated steam is more than the volume of 1 kg of dry steam. Is more than the volume of 1 kg wet steam. Is more than the volume of 1 kg water. Clear? When temperature rises and steam formation takes place, its volume increases. Clear? So, the volume of 1 kg of super steam is more than the volume of 1 kg of dry steam, which is more than the volume of 1 kg wet steam. Wet steam, clear? Which is more than the volume of 1 kg water. right? The volume of 1 kg dry steam, super steam, is more than the volume of 1 kg dry steam, which is more than the volume of 1 kg wet steam, which is more than the volume of 1 kg water. Right? Now, I'll explain what is dryness fraction. Dryness fraction. X or Q. X or Q. Some book refer X, some books refer Q. It ratio of mass of or actual mass of dry steam to the same quantity of wet steam to the same quantity of wet steam. Clear? Actual mass of dry steam to the same quantity of wet steam. That is X is equal to mg by mg plus mf, where mg is equal to where mg is equal to mass of actual dry steam clear. Mf is equal to mass of water particle in suspension. What is m is total mass of steam. What is m is equal to mg plus mf. This is equal to mg by m. Right? X is equal to ratio of mass of actual dry steam mg by mass of total mass of wet steam. That is mg by mg plus mf. Clear? So, what is mg? What is mf? Mg is equal to actual mass of dry steam. Mf is equal to mass of water particle in suspension. This total mass m, mg plus mf. For water, For water, x is 0. Only mf, x is 0. Clear? For wet steam, x is less than 1 because both mg plus mf, x less than 1. For dry steam, mf 0. What is x is equal to? X is equal to mg by mg plus 0. So mg by mg 1. Right? So for dry steam, x is equal to 1. For super steam, x is more than 1. For 100%, 1 or more than 1. For super steam, x is equal to or more than 1. Right? This is about drainage fraction and steam formation. Next, this is sensible heat, HF. Sensible heat. HF. It is the amount of heat. It is the amount of heat absorbed by 1 kg of water from this to this 0 degree centigrade to saturation temperature is the amount of heat absorbed by 1 kg water from 0 degree centigrade to saturation temperature. That is from freezing point to boil point. That is from freezing point to the saturation point. Saturation temperature. Clear? From freezing point 0 degree centigrade, saturation temperature T degree centigrade. Cp is equal to satiated water. It is given by HF is equal to mass into satiated water into rise of temperature. right? So HF is equal to, what is mass? 1 kg. Say water, CPW, rise of temperature, T plot 273 minus 0 plot 273. 273 cancel out. What is HF is equal to? CPW into T. Clear? Where CPW is equal to specific water. Clear? T is equal to, its value is 4.2 kJ per kg Kelvin or 4.187. Clear? T is your saturation temperature. T is equal to saturation temperature. Left HFG, latent heat of evaporation of steam. Next, this is latent heat of evaporation of steam. Latent heat of evaporation HFG its amount of heat absorbed, it is the amount of heat absorbed by its amount of heat absorbed to evaporate 1 kg water. To evaporate 1 kg water at its boiling point. Boiling point. Clear? It is given by HFG. For dry steam HFG, for wet steam XHFG. It is given by for dry steam HFG, for wet steam XHFG. XHFG. Clear? This is about evaporation of latent evaporation of steam. Its value is 2257 kilojoule per kg. Its value is 2257 kilojoule per kg at atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure. Clear? Next, total heat or enthalpy of steam. Next, enthalpy or total heat of steam. H, that is H. This H. What H is equal to? This plus this. H plus HFG. Clear? For wet dry steam. For wet steam, HA plus HFG. For superheated steam, H soup. It is the amount of heat absorbed by 1 kg water from rigid point to saturation temperature plus from rigid point to saturation temperature plus latent heat of evaporation plus the heat added during evaporation that is this plus this HF plus HFG, that is H is equal to, for wet steam, enthalpy is equal to central heat plus latent evaporation of steam, latent heat of evaporation of steam. That is H is equal to, that is for wet steam, H is equal to HF plus X HFG. or wet steam, because x is less than 1, so this is HA plus x HFG. For dry steam, for wet steam x is less than 1. For dry steam, x is 1, h is equal to HA plus HFG. This is also called Hg. This is also called Hg. Similarly, for superheated steam, for superheated steam, this much amount of heat has soup, this plus this plus this is equal to, has soup is equal to HA plus HFG plus CPS into T soup minus T. This is called Hg. But H soup is equal to Hg plus CPS into T soup minus T. This is for superheated steam. Right? So what is CPS is equal to? In this case, CPS is equal to CPS is equal to specificity of superheated steam. Clear? Its value is equal to 1.67. Its value varies from 1.67 kilojoule per kg Kelvin to 2.5 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Right? And T sub T degree of superheat. And T soup minus T is equal to degree of superheat. Clear? Degree of superheat. Now, this is about enthalpy of steam. Next class, I will explain what is excessive volume of steam, what done during evaporation, what is internal energy of steam. Then I will do some problems. I will explain what is steam table. Clear? Tomorrow I will do detail this about this. Today I will drop my class here. Please make like, share, subscribe all our channels. Thank you all. This is our steam. Tomorrow I will do all problems and explain about steam table. What is steam table? Clear? And I will do some problems. Thank you.